Chris was working real hard at the hospital in Seattle.
No, it's the same one.
He was partnering and training behind a team of anesthesiologists, and that was his big focus. He was between studies and work, and that kept him busy. But that was his focus. It was cool because when he went up north, I went to visit him for his 40th. I was lucky because Elaine said, "Hey, you want to come down? Because Chris is about to turn 40." I was like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, let's get some friends up here. Let's hang out and surprise them." And she invited him down she invited me down and let him know that he was going to pick his aunt up from the airport. And so he was pretty sore about it because he just finished, he only had 2.5, 3 hours of sleep, and so off of his shift. So he comes winding around I think he made a couple turns around the airport, and finally I walk out. He looks right at me and then kind of spaces out and then keeps driving, and I'm like, and I was like, wait. And I got him to stop. So I go up and his window was still up, and I was like, let me in. And he just couldn't believe I was there. And he was just looking at me going, he goes, I looked at this guy, and I'm like, that looks like one time. And then he just kept going, so he was shocked. But we got to hang out. We got to spend a lot of cool time together. And he was really motivated. He was really excited to be back close to family, back close to his mom and dad. That was huge for him. And I think I just loved the momentum he had with his career, with his family, with a lot of things going on. And for me, that was part of some closure for me, just going, at least he didn't spend it somewhere far off. It's the last 5-6 years, 4 years, 5 years?
2012.
12? So 4 years, 3 years, he'd been up there, and I thought that's where I would have wanted him to be, and that's a long time for Chris. And then there was one day where we were sitting in the living room, and he looked at me and he goes, I don't know what we're doing. It's another stormy day, lights are out. It might be the same day. Decided to drink. We sat in the living room and we're kind of throwing out just random oddball facts. And he looks at me and he looks at all of us. He goes, I think it was his turn. We all looked at him and we're kind of, and he goes, my real dad's the quad father. We're like, what? Cut him off. No one knew what he was talking about. He goes, no, seriously, my dad is, he works out. He's known for his quads. And I go, I think we're all just kind of going, all right. And as soon as the power came back up, everyone ran just to look this name up. And he's not kidding. His dad is the quad father. And he's a bodybuilder. I swear to God, quadfather.com. And Chris was not kidding. And he bared so much resemblance to Chris. And we were like, because there was a lot of things. Here's the thing with Chris. He was such a good listener, and I felt like he knew so much about me. I knew so little about him. And he kept a lot of things close to the vest. And I think that's why it took me years to find out more and more about just his life. And that's kind of how he was. He was about, when I'd catch up, it was never about him. It was, how's Adam doing? How's Mark doing? What about Marcus? What about Pat? You see Pat, Gavin? And it was just like, he would go down and he would be just excited. So I thought that was a true friend in my book. I thought that was really cool. A really cool character is Chris. Because I thought that spoke volumes.